Old school has so many ways to train your skills and print gold pieces, but loads of methods get written off as overly risky, too intense, or they're just not optimal. My goal is to shine a light on underused methods that deserve some love. This is Underrated Methods. Scaling recently received a ton of updates, and agility was one of the highlights. Traditionally painfully slow and not too rewarding, the new shortcuts and XP rates make it the best time ever to hit the courses. But a sneaky update last month actually brought the method we're going to explore today. Not only is it one of the best courses with the lowest requirements, it now boasts the best GP an hour of almost any skilling method, and still pulls in top 3 agility XP an hour. Welcome to the high risk, high reward wilderness course. Let's start with what changed. There's now this ticket dispenser near the start that gives you a ticket and increments your lap streak. If you sacrifice 150k before you start, you receive noted loot on every lap that goes right into your looting bag and 1 unnoted supply. The loot scales with your streak, increasing at 15, 30, and 60 laps, where it peaks at around 40k GP per lap. The only requirement is 52 agility. The loot is split between blighted supplies and alkables, so Ironmen who need GP or want to do other wilderness activities have a great method with low requirements. Let's get into the setup. You can suicide without sacrificing any GP and pull almost the same XP rates, but if a PKer wants to get on you, it's guaranteed death. I recommend bringing freezes and some tankier gear where you don't risk too much but can easily freeze log. Just make sure that skull prevention is on. So how do we get there? The Ice Plateau tab is the best if you have it. Otherwise, you can use a Wilderness Obelisk, which is easy to get to from Ferrix. A couple things to know while you're doing this. Your streak always resets when you leave the course, and your 150k will be forfeited. It's always worth turning in your tickets once you hit 101, as you risk them on death, and holding more than 101 doesn't give you more per ticket. If you don't have 101, you want to store them up, you can put them in the bank. Logging out subtracts 25 from your streak. That won't affect your XP at all, but if you're at greater than 86 laps, when you log back in, you'll still be at the peak GP per lap. It's very difficult to log out if a PKer shows up because of all the skeletons on the course. Your best chance for escape is to freeze and stand under the PKer. It's worth noting a lot of PKers hop up on the hill, and they can't come down to you without doing the whole course, so you can hang out over here safely. Alright, that pretty much covers everything you need to know, so let's talk rewards. Uninterrupted, you can pull about 65k agility XP an hour. That's just south of 50k from the course itself, and then you get another around 18 from the tickets. Because of how the streaks work, in the first hour you should get around 2 mil cash, but then once you hit the peak 61 plus laps, you should be getting around 3.2 mil per hour. Some quick comparisons. If we look at the Sepulcher should do worse across the board until about 72 agility. The GP an hour of Sepulcher will never compete, but XP wise, Sepulcher is pretty similar at 72 and above. If you do no loot runs, you can get around 100k XP an hour if you're already at 92, but you have to perform and do no loot runs. Because the Ring of Endurance is so cheap, that means you're maxing out at about 1 mil an hour. If you compare to the rooftop courses, technically Ardougne is very slightly better, but all of the rooftops offer almost no GP an hour. Essentially, XP wise, this is the second best course, only to Sepulcher at 82 plus. Even then, I'd personally say it's not worth it at all until 92, which is where Sepulcher actually shines, and if you're hunting GP or blighted supplies, the Wilderness course is better, period. In my opinion, it's also way more interesting than any other course with the random PvP encounters. So let's stop talking theory and look at the results. In my around 5 hours, I had no PKers attack me, but a couple did show up. I pulled in about 12 mil total and 325k XP. That about wraps it up. Thanks for watching. I hope this encourages some more people to get out there and make some bank in a more risk-reward style. I wish there were more interesting clips to show, but in 5 hours, no one attacked me. See you next time.